Now, I'm currently in Leederville cruising up Oxford Street in this bike lane, and I know at some point I need to turn right. I'm just not sure where. I know if I get to Scarborough Beach Road, then I've definitely gone far enough. Now what I'm trying to do here is, over to my right there's a safe active street. A week or two ago I went and did it, and I got as far as Scarborough Beach Road to the north, and I thought that's as far as it went because I didn't see anything on the other side. Now when I got home I looked at the evaluation report, and lo and behold, discovered that it actually went on the other side of Scarborough Beach Road. So what I'm doing today is part B. I'm going to have a look at the other side. And I've got to say, if you're a confident, fit adult cyclist, that kind of thing, this bike lane so far is not too bad. The cars aren't absolutely flying past. They've definitely got a bit of work on the street to narrow it a bit, slow it down. I like the use of the red asphalt and the black asphalt to visually narrow the street. They could have done this very easily by simply leaving it all as black asphalt and then painting a white line down the side, or two white lines for parking and bike lane. But I don't think that really effectively visually narrows the street and therefore psychologically slows drivers down. Is when you look at, and look, it also makes it really clear, this is a bike lane, that's a parking lane, that's a driving lane. Okay, bike lane ends. What's on the other side here? Well, it says 40 and there's bike symbols in the middle of the road. I know it's a nice idea, but I really don't find it that comfortable. It's a slight uphill rise here. I'm doing 20 and you expect drivers to be really sticking to 40 coming up behind me. Be trying to overtake. So interesting little shopping area, huh? Yes, thankfully this time of day, zero traffic. Yeah, interesting little pile of shops here. Okay, I'm going to turn right, and I think what I'm actually going to do, how am I going to do this? I can see a cyclist over there to my right, about 100 metres away, coming out of a side street. I'm actually going to duck over there. I'm going to go, so they're coming through this park here. I'm going to follow them back that way. Where am I? No, there's actually a bike lane here. So, what I remember from my last trip here to the Safe Active Street was the fact that yes, there was a bike lane on both sides of the road. So let's test it out and see what it's like. Yes, it's windy again. So it's partly, low branches. It's partly protected with concrete islands, but not much. And here's Shakespeare Street. This is our Safe Active Street. Not really marked. Now, there's a bit of a, cushion as we enter the street. 30k sign, Safe Active Street, pavement marking, nice big blue thing. Now what they've done here, they've got the two-tone asphalt. I'm on red, the parking over there is dark grey, black, whatever you want to call it. Now here they've got these interesting beehive things, I guess you call them, these hecklings. It's not a crosswalk at that intersection, but it's clearly some kind of thing directing pedestrians to walk across there. I'll go back and have a look at it on the way back. Now these islands are fairly, I'm going to say, fairly sharp in the turn, I guess. Yesterday I went out to Scarborough, which is in the town of Stirling, and I don't think that the islands and the chains they put in were as sharp as that. So drivers, I think, were going through them a lot faster. I can't remember what happened with measured speeds through here in the evaluation report. I've got no idea. I have to look it up when I go home. Now, there is a bit of staggering going on. So here, black asphalt, parking. And when we go through this stop sign, parking moves to the other side of the road. Okay, there's a slight little thing there. There's that beehive crossing once again. Ubiquitous rental e-scooters. It's brick paving there. Ooh, yeah, it's just a little bit of a gully on the other side of the bricks there to obviously slow drivers down as they approach that intersection. This strikes me as a fairly wide street. You know, drivers could obviously go two ways in the street without one driver having to pull over to let someone else come through the other way. On some of the safe active streets around the place, they've narrowed them so considerably that it's kind of one-way traffic. Nice big 30km/h pavement marking there, I like that. There should be a lot more of it. Okay, so we've got parking on our left on an island, and see how they've even done the white lines around the islands to visually make drivers like do a sharp turn, which is a slow turn. A little bit of a hill. Party on the front lawn over there. No one's worried about kids running out on the street because it's a safe active street. Okay, we're at the end of it. Now, bicycles can keep going straight ahead. That island doesn't look very wide, so I'm not going to do that. Let's go look at it in reverse. So once again, big blue symbol. These islands, they got kind of, that one back there had grass planted in it but no trees. So some of them have made them large enough that, see, have a look at this. Now, okay, nice bit of pseudo brick paving through there. No trees. This one looks like they might have had a tree there one day, but it looks like it's died. Oh well. Okay. Bit of a lumpity bump there, going over that. Another big 30km/h sign. That's good. Those big yellow 30k signs on a red background, I think, work really well. Visually quite striking. And if a driver doesn't see them, I need to go and do a vision test. Now, I just went past another island back there. No tree in it, looked pretty dead. I guess they haven't really taken care of watering the trees to make sure they stay alive. Okay, brick again, big yellow 30k sign. So I'm going to remember that 30k sign because I think that's a good feature, and if it was me doing the designs for these things, I'd include that. Now here's the other thing. See how there's a yellow line along here? And they've stenciled no stopping. So all the way along here, they've made it very clear on that side of the road, it's no stopping. Although, again, for my liking, I don't think they've stenciled in no stopping often enough. Like they've stenciled in there, and then nowhere else. I would essentially be, like, I've put it in there at the start of this thing, and then you've got to go about 50 metres before you see the next no stopping. Knowing what drivers are like in parking, there may be a need to do that a hell of a lot more often than just at the start and finish of those no stopping zones. There's a few flowers in that island back there, but the trees don't seem to be doing too well. Okay, again, a little bit of an island, a few bricks. What I'll do is I'm going to go back once more, but I'm going to have a look at some of these intersections from the side, because I want to see what they're like with drivers approaching from the side. Whee! She wasn't looking at all. And then when I leave, I'm going to cross over there and see what this is like from a getting across Scarborough Beach Road perspective. Are they going to zoom through? I guess you just have to work out who gives way to whom. Now, another thing I did notice along here when I was coming through is swings and stuff on the verges. So it's a nice tree-lined street, and in some places the residents have built their own playgrounds essentially, putting up stuff on the verge. Now, some of these islands, there is enough room that I could actually ride around them. Oh look, here's an island that's got a tree in it, but that might have been pre-existing. As you can see, this is, might not come out on the camera, this is a very steep hill. It's at least a 10% gradient. So I imagine cars are bolting down here, and then they've put in this little bit of a raised platform there. Really not enough, I'd say, to slow down drivers who might be coming down that hill at 60 or 70 kilometres an hour. So I don't know if speeding there is an issue. It's something we might want to consider, because it would be difficult for people who aren't fit, active and confident to get across that intersection if you've got cars absolutely blazing down that hill. Now, wayfinding signage. There is some over on the other side of the road there. Perhaps not totally necessary here, because you've obviously got some nice red asphalt here now. But I'm just going to zoom in on that pole to show you what the pathetic size of the wayfinding. And even with the really good zoom on the camera, it doesn't do a terribly good job of picking that up. Imagine trying to see that in low light conditions or whatever. Okay, I think I've done enough. I'm going to go back and I'm going to test crossing over Scarborough Beach Road and going from this section to the next section, and then I think that will be it. Okay, let me just go back and show you that great piece of parking. I think that's been there for a very long time. By the look of things. Got the dirt and the cobwebs and stuff on it. Now, one thing I have noticed along here, from looking at the overall evaluation report that was put up on Austroads, they talked about putting in speed humps or whatever on a regular basis, like every 80 to 100 metres to effectively slow down the traffic. Now, along here there's a lot of zigzagging with these islands, but are these little chicanes created by these islands really enough to slow drivers down to close to 30 kilometres an hour? I'll need to read the evaluation report to see if that is true or not, but I get the feeling what they need along there is a lot more speed cushions, speed humps, call them whatever you like, to really slow the drivers down. Because, you know, all they've really got are these fairly gentle ones at these intersections, and you know, they really wouldn't slow anyone down. Alright, let's see what it's like getting across Scarborough Beach Road. What arrangements have they made here? Is there anything I can use? So I'm going to cut through this Transmission's car park here. Looks like there's a nice big hole in the island. Single lane of traffic in that direction, and nothing coming from my left. Okay, that was a piece of cake. Don't know what it'd be like in peak hour though. And here we are back on the first section. So I don't know if this is what the stages were that they did here. Okay, that'll do it for Shakespeare Street, part 2. There's another one of these terrible wayfinding signs. Seriously, I don't know how you're supposed to be expected to read those signs without my prescription glasses on. I got no hope of reading that. Why can't they make the font size the same as the street sign size? I can easily read Richmond, but I can't read what the rest of that sign says. The other interesting thing is, I mean, look at the size of the speed signs by comparison. What's wrong with making them that big?